Whoever this reading is for, you may have recently gone through a dark night of the soul. This was a period in your life where things were very uncertain. There was a lot of hidden things that you couldn't see. There was a lot of confusion in a situation. And you may have felt like you just couldn't tell up from down because of how murky the whole situation was. You may have been in this energy for a really long time. For some months, for others years, but something was not what it seemed at the time because there was a lot of illusions in a situation. This may have had something to do with a past life connection, someone that you had some sort of intimacy or closeness with from a past life. Maybe in the past life, you and this person were involved very intimately here, but there's something here about a past life connection that was broken in this lifetime. There was a lot of heartbreak in this situation. You may have felt like this person was your soulmate. You may have felt like this person was your twin flame. But whoever this person was, you had a very close connection with them, and they felt very close to your heart. But something happened with this connection in this lifetime, and it was very painful, it was very heartbreaking, and this may have been the reason that you went through a dark night of the soul. I'm getting that it may have been the catalyst to catalyze you into this dark night of the soul here. This was a very close connection with the lover's energy. It was very close to your heart. You really cared for this person. You really loved them. And this person may have really cut you very deeply. And I'm getting that the bond may have been broken. Something happened to break the bond. But you're also being called here to love your journey and to accept that whatever outcome has played out in your life, it's all part of your journey. And everyone's journey is going to play out differently. Sometimes we expect things to go a certain way, but it may actually end up going the complete opposite way that we expected for our own growth, for our own evolution of the soul. And so, yeah, there's a need here to accept your journey for what it is and what it's been, no matter how painful it's been. Because I am seeing that you've been through a lot. Your heart has been through the ringer. And you're no stranger to pain. You're no stranger to heartbreak, betrayal, just very painful emotions. You're no stranger at all. You've been through it. But it's like the reason you are who you are today is because of what you've been through. It's because of your journey, because of what you've survived. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Your journey has actually made you stronger, and you're more resilient for it. Be open to the idea of loving you. Yeah, there's a need here to love the process, because every challenge you undergo is a step closer to you finding your true authentic self, no matter how painful it is, no matter how difficult or challenging it may be. It's like every single challenge you go through is bringing you one step closer to your higher self here with the high priestess energy. Your higher self is the version of you that has overcome all challenges, is wise, sovereign. It's the version of you that is not attached to this reality. It's not attached to the human physical way that we perceive things. It's above the human experience. And every time you undergo a challenge, every time something may not work out the way you wanted it to work out, it's like it's actually pulling you closer to your higher self. It's pulling you closer to your true infinite nature, to your true sovereign nature, the seat of self. There's a message here about taking some kind of a leap of faith and trusting in life, trusting in the divine wisdom of the universe. Because there's a message here about letting go of how something should be. We have release expectations. It's like maybe in the past you felt like you had to control certain things, or you felt like there was a need for you to know what was going to happen next. But I'm really getting that the message here is to release the need for control in a situation or in your life in general. Because the message here is to trust in the process of life, because there is wisdom in this universe. There is wisdom in how things are done. And so much is happening behind the scenes. And as humans, we can only really see what's right in front of our eyes, right? But we live in a highly intelligent universe. And I'm sure you've noticed through your own experiences as well that things always seem to magically work out. No matter how crazy or chaotic the situation may seem, right? No matter how confusing, how much illusions is lurking by, no matter how crazy the situation may seem, it's like somehow it always ends up working out. But there's a message here that this process will be much easier for you moving forward if you can simply practice a little more trust and to have a little more faith in life and to release the need for knowing how something is going to play out, how when something is coming, or how is it going to work out. Yeah, there's a need for you to have more faith here when it comes to life. There's also something new that's coming in for you. Ace of Pentacles. This is going to play out differently for everyone who's tuning in, but there is a gift here. You're about to receive a gift because you've grown, you've evolved, you've ascended, and something that was meant to destroy you did not destroy you, right? You overcame it. You rose to the challenge. And now you're going to get rewarded. And this may show up in the form of finances. And it's, should be mentioned that not to get too attached as to how these finances can show up in your life. Because the whole message I'm getting so far is to not put a limit on the universe and how something can come to you. So this can come in so many different ways. It can manifest as a new work opportunity, which is going to pay you more money and is going to basically increase your income. This could manifest as an investment opportunity. It could manifest as, being given money, like someone gifts you with money. But the whole message here is to release expectations. You have to release how this money is going to come to you, because this money can come in so many different ways. This money can come, it can come in ways that you haven't even thought of yet, ways that you haven't even imagined, because as humans, our perception is limited. We can only really see the 3D, right? We can't really see that there may be other possibilities because we're so attached to this thing has to happen like this, or it can only happen this way, right? So there's a need to really let go here and trust that whatever this opportunity is, whatever this money, this new beginning is, there's so many different ways it can come to you. And the message is to not limit the universe, not place expectations on it has to happen this way, right? And this may not just be money. This may be you're about to manifest. It's like I'm getting a brand new life here. Like you're manifesting a brand new life with your soulmate here. I'm really picking up that on the horizon, you're about to meet the person who's going to be your partner. This person will be your partner in life. And this is a gift. You're being given this gift because you've been through so much. Your heart has been through the ringer. You deserve an amazing partner. You deserve to have what your heart desires and more. And you've worked on yourself. You've done the work. You've healed. You've released the past. And if you are still in this energy of healing, you're being called to let it all out. Let the pain out. It doesn't benefit anyone to cling on to past hurts and past painful experiences, because either way, the energy is going to find a way to be shown. Either way, the energy is going to find a way to come out, right? So if you're suppressing painful emotions, it's going to show up in another part of your life. It's going to show up in the way you interact with others. It's going to show up subconsciously in how you perceive the world, subconsciously in how you deal with certain things. Because this energy of pain that's still lingering in your heart space, it's asking to be dealt with. It's asking for a channel to come out. And so let it out. Let it out. Let go of the past. Feel the pain. Feel it. Feel the emotions, as painful as it may be, so you can release the past once and for all. Because I see new love on the horizon for you, but you can't receive this new love if your heart is still attached to the past. And the only way you can welcome this new love is you have to let go of the past. You have to feel the pain. So it can, in a way, you're purging it out of your system. You need to purge out this heartbreak out of your system. And there's a need for you to stop focusing on the past, because this is what's wanting to come in for you. But the question here is, are you going to let it in? To let it in, you know what you have to do. There's success here, abundance. This is what's coming in for you. This is abundance. This is having plenty, more than enough. Maybe in the past you felt like you never had enough, and you felt like you always had to just scrape by. And this is in so many different senses, right? Maybe scraping by financially, or maybe you felt like you always had to beg for love. And it's like, that's all in the past. You're being called to release that energy, because this is actually what's coming in for you: success, abundance, beauty. This is being at ease. This is living a life of plenty, plentiful, bountiful, prosperous, opulence. The path you're on will bring you success and prosperity if you just keep going. Lots of little steps take you a long way. You're on track. Yes. So there is a message here about being resilient. And you're currently on an ascension journey. You're on a journey to reach your highest timeline. And in order to do that, you have to release what is not serving you. And I'm really seeing that you may be keeping a lot of pain from the past inside, and you may not have given it as much attention as you should be giving it, in order to really purge that energy out of your system, to make space for the new. Because you can't receive something if you don't have the space to receive it. You understand? You can't fill a cup with fresh, new, delicious wine if it's already filled with, you know, old wine. There's a verse in the Bible. I'm not sure which verse it is, but if you know, leave it in the comments. But it goes something like, you can't put new wine into old wineskins. So basically, it's kind of the same metaphor. It's, you have to make space to receive what you're asking for. If you want new love, then you have to let go of the past. Because how can new love come in if the past still owns your heart? Does that make sense? But you're going to be receiving some exciting news pretty soon here. Page of Wands energy. And this news will make you very excited. It's going to play out differently, of course, but maybe if you had applied for a position, the message is that you're going to get the position. You're going to get good news about this work opportunity. And this may also be, you receive a message of maybe a romantic proposal. Someone reaches out to you unexpectedly, and it's very exciting. This is the energy of newness. It's very new. It's very passionate. It's very lighthearted. There's no heaviness to it. Because I'm getting that you've already been through the whole heaviness energy. You've been through it already. And it's like, now you're coming into this energy of, things are going to feel very light. Things are going to feel very fresh, new, vibrant. You're going to have a new source of vitality. Maybe in the past, you may have felt like you were drained of energy. You didn't really have the energy to do the things you wanted to do. But you're going to feel, moving forward, a new sense of vitality, a new sense of energy. And this is because you're doing the inner work. It's like, you have to understand, naturally on the inside, you already have this energy within you. It's who you are. But because of, when we go through pain and trauma and hurts, it's like it covers up our true essence. Why do you think that when a baby comes into the world, it's very happy, it's very vibrant? Babies are not depressed. Babies are happy. Babies, because that's who they are. That's where you come from. At your deepest core, you are love. You are joy, you are peace. But when we come into this world, we go through trauma and pain and all these experiences that really weighs us down. It causes our hearts to be heavy. And so we can't feel that energy within us anymore, but it's always there. It's like the more you're purging your system, the more you're cleansing and you're allowing your true essence to come up. Because the more you purge, the more your true essence comes up, right? And so you're going to start feeling this new vitality, this new energy, this new, it's like a newness. I'm getting newness. You're going to feel this newness in your life, and it's going to feel very good. There's a message here that if something didn't work out in the past, it was for your protection. So there could have been something that happened with a past person here, and it was very heartbreaking. It did break your heart. However, there was something you weren't seeing about this person. Something was hidden about this person, or they were hiding their true intentions from you. It's almost like I'm getting the message that this person may have been living a double life when they were in your life. This person was not genuine. That's what I'm picking up on. And you are being protected from this energy, but you may have felt like, I'm hearing that you were being protected while the entire time you felt like you were being rejected. And you've heard the saying, rejection is protection. Sometimes rejection is actually divine protection. You're being protected from something here because someone was not really who you thought they were. Yeah, let me read this card. You are being protected from deceit and from situations that no longer serve you. Lie low for a while and you will be shown the truth. Yeah. It's like your higher self was trying to protect you from this energy and to expose this person. And it's like all you had to do was give it some time, because this person would have eventually exposed themselves if you just created that space for them to show you their true intentions, who they really are. There's a need here to speak up, to speak your truth in a situation. And not just when it comes to this person, but I'm just getting in general. Maybe in the past you could have been like someone who wanted to please others, right? A people pleaser. You wanted to make others happy. You wanted to be seen as a positive person. You didn't want to cause any trouble, right? You didn't want to rock the boat, but there could be, because you have to understand you're ascending into your highest version at this time. You're currently going through the ascension. You're on the road to ascension. But the highest version of you is not a people pleaser. The highest version of you always speaks their truth. The highest version of you would never simply bite their tongue if something made them feel uncomfortable, or if something made them feel disrespected, or if someone crossed their boundaries. They would always speak up for themselves. And so you're being called to embody this higher aspect of yourself where you are learning how to speak up for yourself. And yeah, in the beginning, it will be uncomfortable because it's something new. You're not used to being in this energy, but it always starts out being uncomfortable. And then the more you practice it, the more you keep going along with it, then it starts to feel more natural, right? But yeah, you're being called to embody more of this energy of standing up for yourself. Speak up, speak your truth. Now is not the time to mince your words or to bite your tongue. That was the old version of you. You're being called to ascend. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. Yeah. So maybe right now there's something you're not saying. Yeah. And it's maybe eating you up inside. Yeah. So there's a message here. You need to speak up. You need to speak your truth. Tell this person exactly how you feel. And you have to understand that your only job is to speak your truth. And how they react is not your responsibility. Yeah, you're on the path to freedom. And you have to understand that freedom is not simply external freedom, it's also internal freedom. And the outer reality is simply a mirror of the internal reality. So the more you're finding freedom within yourself, the more your outer reality will start to reflect that freedom within you. And true freedom is being able to be authentic, being able to be 100% yourself, to not feel the need to muzzle yourself or to bite your tongue or to contort yourself in all sorts of different shapes to make others happy. That's the mask that you felt like you had to wear. That's your ego. Your ego is not who you really are. And so you're being called to shed all these layers of yourself that you felt like you had to hold on to be liked, to be loved. You're being called to step into the freedom of authenticity. You need to have more flexibility with your schedule and income. Being self employed is ideal. Time off will help you get clear. Yeah. There could also be a message to let go of this idea that you can only really earn money by working for someone else. Maybe that was the case a couple generations ago, but times are changing. And it is very much possible to become self employed in this day and age. You simply have to put your mind to it and you have to take action towards it. Maybe there's something you've been wanting to start, a business, a project, something, and there could be a message to go for it. If you've been asking for a sign, this is your sign. But you have a lot of new opportunities coming in, offerings. And this is because you've done the inner work. You've worked on yourself, you've healed. And it's like the universe is going to be rewarding you. It's like a gift, it's like you're going to be receiving these gifts as like it's like just a gesture from the universe as like a thank you for working so hard on yourself, for being such a positive person, for putting out so much positive energy out into the universe. You may have just done a lot of good deeds and never expected anything back, but it's like I'm hearing that the the seeds you planted in the past, the good deeds, the good karma, it's like it's all going to be coming back around. It's coming back to you. And it'll probably come in the ways you least expected it, to be honest. It might just come in the form of like someone does something really nice for you, someone gives you something, you end up receiving a gift. But this will show up in so many different ways. But just know that you have a lot of positive energy that's coming into your life at this time, because your outer reality will start to reflect who you are on the inside. And you are a very beautiful, radiant being on the inside. That's who you are. And so your outer reality will start to mirror that back to you. You will be offered a new position or investment opportunity. Think about it and research it carefully before accepting. Yeah, like I said earlier, there's something here about a new job, a new work opportunity. If you've been wanting that, I definitely see it here for you, for sure. We have social media detox. Yeah, so there could also be a need to take a break from social media at this time. That could be a message for someone. There's a message here to not compare your life to others, because you have to understand that social media is fake. None of it is real. And so don't allow what you see on social media to make you feel like your life is not good enough, or you're not good enough, or you're not keeping up. So, yeah, there's a message here to really take a break from social media, especially if you're trying to heal at this time. It could really just help get you in the right mindset to where you don't have to compare your life to others and you can just heal in peace And maybe after you're completed your healing process, maybe you can jump back on social media, but that'll be your choice, of course.